done to all of you. It's lovely to see now people have got prospects. They look, it takes about 3 or 4 weeks, sometimes 5 weeks, with the constant reaching out, contacting people, to then get in a situation where you are building relationships, you are having conversations with people, and you are able to work out your figures, your ratios, which is very important. So it's lovely to see. Colin has already told me how many people he's got booked into his diary, how well many of you are doing. So well done. And Yara, again, I want to say a big well done to you. It's lovely to see that you are now getting people booked in your diary and people for me to speak to, and get to a closing situation.
Thank you so much.
Really, really impressed with everything you're doing. Very impressed.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All of you.
Yeah.
Well done.
And what we're seeing as well is as we're starting to work as a team, people, all of us here, everyone is coming from a different background, different techniques. You have different skills, different sets of knowledge, and people are now sharing those. And we've had one of our team do a lovely short video yesterday about how he is using a new search technique and a new method to find prospects and how to engage with them. And I would love for all of us to do that, all of us to share our knowledge, our skills, little techniques, little ideas we're using that are working. And we can share that with everyone. You know the saying, you've seen it 100 times, but TEAM, team, together everyone achieves more, the letters. So it's lovely to see. And now people are getting sales. They're going to start earning some very, very attractive incomes, and it will go up from there. Some people are using groups effectively, and some are not yet. Now, within platforms, the obvious ones are LinkedIn, Facebook. They have got very clear groups. It's easy to find the groups because they're easily searchable, and it's very easy to join the groups. So you can easily do searches for the right type of prospect you're looking for. On both sides, Alpha and Noble Manhattan, the people who become regional directors and coaches, management consultants, business consultants, business strategists, NLP practitioners, all of these type of people. On the Alpha side, executive coaches. On the NMC side, HR managers. So we've got many, many different types of prospect or people and industry we can look at. They all have groups. I did a search on Facebook about an hour ago because I knew I was going to mention this. Oh my goodness, it's almost overwhelming the amount of groups you can find all over the world. So some of you are doing it, some not yet. That's okay. Use groups. It's a great way of finding people who are interested. But the trick, the technique is not to try and sell directly into the group. They will just get annoyed and they'll ban you. They don't like that. I don't like that. You don't like that. The trick is, or the idea is, to give useful information, sharing with the group. Now, to help you, every single week we produce a newsletter. We've been doing it for 5 weeks now. It's called The Craft of Coaching. And we are getting a wonderful response from people. People are sharing it. And when you share the newsletter, at the bottom, there is the ability to subscribe. In the last week alone, we've had over 200 completely new people, didn't know them before, have subscribed because other people have shared the newsletter. So you have that available. You could take that newsletter, The Craft of Coaching, and if you were, let's say you joined 20 different groups on LinkedIn, on Facebook, you could share that with the group as a gift. Say, here is our weekly craft of coaching. And that would, no matter what industry people are in, that would be suitable. Everyone is interested in how to better their lives. So we have so many things that you can just share and share. With our magazine, the International Coaching News, we have an archive of articles because every 3 months we produce the newsletter, the magazine. The magazine is over 100 pages long. We've won awards for the best magazine in the coaching world. And people write articles, incredible articles. Well, we've kept them all. We now have an archive of over 700 articles, professionally written. These are available to you. If you want to, Vali, yes?
Yeah, the only requirement is to mention, first of all, the author, and second, the magazine.
Yeah, so when you share an article, you have to mention who the author is, which is the right thing to do, the morally right, and you have to mention this appeared in the ICN magazine. That's very easy to do. But we have 700. So you have more than enough resources to share into groups. And what that does, it starts to position you as an authority, as someone who has knowledge, as someone who is an expert in your area. And then you can start dropping in little bits of information about training to be a coach, about the Alpha Group, the wonderful career opportunities. So groups are a wonderful thing. They work so well if you follow the right strategy. So just wanted to share that with you.
And the other thing about groups is that you've got to be proactive in the group.
Yeah.
You've got to be posting almost daily for you to lift your own accreditation to the top of the list. Because if you join some of the groups, there's a female entrepreneur group. There's 1.2 million people in that group. So you can imagine if you're only posting once a week or once a month, there's very little effect. So you've got to be regularly posting. And again, certainly for my guys, you've got 40 or 50 posts that I've already sent to you that you can use. Yeah, so you've already got a month's worth of posts there that you could use to lift the awareness of the Alpha Group and the opportunities that are with us. But as Gerard says, we don't sell in there, so we don't promote anything. We raise awareness of it. Anybody that comes back to you and comments, they're free game to then send the opportunity to them. So it's about being proactive in there. You almost set yourself half an hour every day to be looking at activity within your groups. Okay, that's the way you get awareness, and that's the way you get some comeback from it. But
absolutely right.
Posting once a month, forget about it. There's no activity, nothing's going to happen. Yep.
So I just wanted to talk about a couple of general life situations. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone. No matter who we are, no matter what we do, we want to achieve a level of success in our life, in our family, in our career, in our job. Why is it that some people are successful and some people are not? Well, there's a number of reasons. But there is one thing that will kill success. One thing. There are many, but one big one. And that is fear. People get afraid. Now, it's important that we understand about fear. There are a number of fears, but the ones that stop us becoming successful, the usual ones, are fear of rejection. That's a big one. Fear of rejection. Another one is fear of failure. Now, there's also fear of success, which strangely enough is a factor, but we'll just talk about the first two. Fear of rejection, fear of failure. Where do they come from? Well, the good news is we learn them. We were never born with them. Did you know a young baby coming into this world only has two fears? A fear of falling and a fear of loud noises. This has been proven. A young baby has a fear of falling and a fear of loud noises. They're not afraid of anything else. We learn everything else. We learn all of the other fears. We take them on board from our family, our friends, from television, from people around us, from community, from reading. We take them into us and they become who we are. Now, I think that's great because it means if we have learned it, we can unlearn it. We can push those fears away. So fear of rejection and fear of failure are the two big things that get in the way. Therefore, how do we do that? Well, we have to use our mind. Now, your mind is your greatest asset or your greatest enemy. Your mind is either a friend or a foe. And so you must consciously take charge. You have to consciously take charge of your mind and push it in the direction you want it to go. You've all heard of habits. Everyone has habits. Some people smoke, some people drink. The habit of getting up at the same time every morning, doing certain things in a certain way, the way you brush your teeth, the way you make a cup of coffee. We all have habits that we have learned, and they become literally part of us, the way we live our life. Now, you can change a habit easily. I say easily. It takes 21 days to change a habit. 21 days. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is, if you want to change a habit, so you change the way you do something, whatever that is. Let's say it's getting up early. Let's say you normally get up at 7 in the morning and you want to get up at 6 in the morning, and you do it for 19 days. And then one day you miss. Do you know what number the next day is? It's day one. You're back to day one. You've actually got to do it for 21 consecutive days in a row, to change your subconscious, your hyperconscious, to change your psychology, to change the way you look at things, and more importantly, to change the way you feel about things. So fear of rejection, fear of failure, we can get over it by, in a way, using our willpower to just make ourselves do something a different way, make ourselves pick up that phone and make the phone call or send the email. If you do it for 21 days in a row, it becomes part of you. Now the fear goes. The fear just disappears over the horizon. You have a different attitude. You have a different feeling about things. Your emotions become different. The way you look at things in that area become completely different. But you've got to do it in the way it's like building a muscle, going to the gym. You've got to do the weight training, and it's weight training for the mind. You've got to do that weight training every day for 21 days, and then the pain goes. It now becomes the new you. So your mind is a friend or an enemy, and you must force it in a direction first of all, and then it will take over from there. So you and I, we must consciously create with our mind. How do we do that? Well, the good news is, you and I, we have the ability to dream. We all dream. We dream when we're awake, when we're sitting having a coffee, just staring out the window. Our mind goes and we think, we all have dreams about, imagine if I won the lottery. Imagine if I lived in this country. Imagine if something wonderful happened. Well, dreams are a great way of starting to condition your mind. But you do it consciously. You do it purposely. You take charge. You don't just let it happen at random. So the final point I want to make is, and I know you've heard about this, but maybe you haven't heard the correct version. have you all heard the phrase, you become what you think about most of the time? Ujar has, definitely. Carolyn has. So you become what you think about most of the time. Okay. They talked about that in a film called The Secret many years ago. People have been talking about it, Earl Nightingale, since the 1920s. You become what you think about most of the time. It's sort of true, and it's not. You need to understand how it works. You have three things: thoughts, feelings, emotions. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. The real phrase, the real honest truth is, you become what you feel about most of the time. Not what you think about. You become what you feel most of the time. But you can't have the feeling until you first have a thought. So you have to have the thought to create the feeling. So in a way, it's true. But it's the feelings we have within us that create the world around us. You've heard the phrase, manifest your reality. Manifest your reality. So we become what we feel about. Therefore, we have to take charge of our feelings. We have to take charge of our thoughts. Your mind, this is a good thing, your mind cannot hold two thoughts at the same time. Now, you can have thousands of thoughts a day, but they come one after the other. You cannot have two simultaneous. So we have to make sure that we take charge. What are we thinking about? And people talk about abundance and lack. Abundance and lack. What we have to understand, and I'll talk about this in more detail again on other weeks, the universe is actually abundant. It has everything you need. It has enough health for everyone, enough love for everyone, enough money for everyone, enough success for everyone. The universe is abundant. And what we as humans do, we either tap into that abundance or we block it. So if you imagine it's like a river, a stream, flowing in your direction, full of abundance and everything you need. And you are either, and here are the two key phrases, you are either allowing or not allowing. You are either allowing that abundance into your life or you are not. And how do we do that? By our thoughts. If we think negative thoughts, if we think thoughts of failure, lack, rejection, unhappiness, all of those are putting up like a barrier, and the abundance will flow around us like a river instead of flowing over us. So it's all about allowing and not blocking. And we do that through our thoughts, which create our feelings. And you know how you feel. Every one of you, you know how you feel. And you know if you're feeling positive and good or down or depressed or full of anxiety. All we need to do is try and replace that thought, which will then replace the feeling. Replace the thought, replace the feeling. You know? Now it takes practice. How long will it take? It will take 21 days of constant simultaneous. If you do it perfectly for 15 days and then you lose it, the next day is day one. You've got to start again. That's the bad news. But at least if we know that, we can work on it. Okay. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. We'll carry on this theme in more depth on other days about the power of the mind, our thoughts, feelings, and how to direct them. Okay. So, Vali, you can stop the recording.